Saoirse Gaoibh Corja agus a camera ha. Well, New Year 2026, and it started off to a grim start, and it's not getting any better. I don't want to sound like a doomer or some like apocalyptic misery guts, but for fuck's sake, I'd be a dishonest bastard if I was to say that it's a great happy New Year and a great start to it. After the violent invasion of Venezuela, we now see violence and terrorism at state level in the United States. We're not seeing it so much here, but we have seen people accused of terrorism for doing spraying paint on fucking planes, now wasting away on hunger strike, while the right-wing fascist trolls and bots are there insisting that it's their choice. They choose to starve themselves to death. Well, so they should stand by and cheer on a genocide like you do, you motherfuckers. Fuck yous all. I hope you rot. And the same goes for that bastard, that fucking piece of shit, who today, or technically yesterday, because it's after midnight here in the UK, who gunned down a woman who was a legal observer in Minneapolis. I don't know the exact details of the ICE raid, but it was videoed where she was moving her car away from whatever it was. They screamed at her, clung onto the side of her car, trying to stop her from going where she was going, which was clearly away from them and not aimed at anybody, contrary to what they have claimed, the lying bastards. Oh, the police lie. Anyone surprised at that? An ICE pig can be seen shooting a handgun straight at her into the cockpit of the car. I believe he shot her in the face fatally. The car reeled off to the side and stopped. People were screaming, and paramedics and doctors were there trying to get to her, but the ICE bastards deliberately kept people away from it, including health professionals. They claimed spuriously that they had their own health professionals. What, you mean your own torturers there to finish the job off? Is that what you mean? Never. Well, ICE, all members of ICE are to be treated with the most severe cruelty. They are not to be respected. They are to be shunned. If you know anyone in your area, I'm not going to say what to do to them. You know what I mean? Anyway, nah. Because if you say that they should be, if any retribution against them, they'll accuse you of terrorism. So I'm not going to get myself, saying anything that they can twist against me on record on here. I understand the woman was a legal observer. She was 37 years old, and her name was Renee Good. She was a married queer woman. The queer community are affected by this. She was a mother of 3, so her children are affected by this. I believe her wife was in the car with her. So I have heard. Clearly, she's going to be traumatized by this. And now with the neighbors who were screaming, "That's my neighbor you've just killed, you bastards," or some words to that effect. It's all been recorded, including a video footage of that fucking piece of shit that was walking away with a swagger that fucking thuggish pigs always have, ICE being the worst of the worst. Names of him have been mentioned, but we don't know. I don't know if it's true or not. I hope he does get identified and dealt with in the appropriate manner, as all ICE should be dealt with in the appropriate manner. No exceptions to that one. They are the enemy. They should be treated accordingly as the enemy, just like the Gestapo in Nazi Germany were, who the ICE are often compared with, just like the SS Einsatzgruppen in Eastern Europe, who ICE are definitely comparable with, like the Black and Tans in Ireland were, like the auxiliaries in Ireland were, like the death squads in countries like Colombia and El Salvador were, all trained by the US CIA. Basically, with capitalism being in extreme crisis and the US empire in such decline, they're resorting to war, because militarism is the one thing they've got left that they can profit from. So invade Venezuela, threaten the world with invasion and war and plunder and all the rest of it, install pretty much a fascist in power like Donald Trump, who's a fascist in all but name. And the liberals can hide behind the scenes going, "Oh, we didn't like that. Oh, that's not right." But they secretly are supporting what's going on, really, because they all support the same fucking oligarchs that run the whole show. But Trump's just blatant about it. He doesn't care, because fascists don't. They see violence and thuggery as social cleansing, and might being a glorious Darwinian natural selection of survival of the fittest. Might is right, and all that kind of crap. So of course Trump doesn't care, and his MAGA cult are cheering this on. The FBI have disingenuously tried to claim that ICE were under threat from this lass, and she wasn't. And it was, on the video shown, it's obvious she was trying to drive her car away from them, not at them. And there are claims that they were fearing for their lives. How many times have we seen a young black kid or a young working class homeless kid being asphyxiated or gunned down by fascist thugs who said, "I feared for my life"? We've seen this 1,000 fucking times, especially if you live in the USA. We've seen it happen over here. I remember when in 2013, 13 activists tried to, anti-fascist activists tried to oppose the EDL. The local Labour council stitched them up and accused them of conspiracy to commit violent disorder. More recently, we've had people accused of terrorism for spraying red paint on fucking warplanes that were being sent over to commit genocide in Israel, in Palestine, by Israel, should I say. What he's officially called Israel, so fucking isn't real, more like. They're now on hunger strike. We're in extremely severely fucked up times. This is the kind of thing that happened before the Second World War or before the First World War. World wars are a good way of diverting attention away from embarrassing things going on in high places or the fucked up situation where people are getting angry about being ripped off. Fascists come along and deviate that anger towards minorities. You know, people with colored hair like this. It's all right to have a fucking orange skin if you look like Donald Trump, but if you have hair like me, you're a degenerate. It's funny how the Epstein files obviously incriminate all these bastards as child groomers. What do they call us? Child groomers. I had that thrown at me only the other day. I get it all the time. Usually by fucking child groomers. It's always the way, isn't it? Projection. Every accusation is a confession. Now, for the woman who was killed today, for her family, what can I say to them? I don't know how much I can say. Her wife she's going to probably be traumatized for the rest of her life for seeing this happen right in front of her. And this pig's probably going to get away with it. I just hope some form of retribution happens, and I hope it happens soon. Yeah, fucking all of them. Every last member of ICE is the enemy. All of them are to be dealt with accordingly as the enemy. The same with the FBI, the same with all these bastards in the bloody paramilitaries. They are all there to fuck you up and fuck you over. It's a shame it took the death of Renee Good to show how bad they are to these people. I just hope it wakes more people up, and I hope it wakes people up over here, because it will happen over here too soon. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll try to leave on a good note, but I don't think there is any good notes to be had. A woman's dead because of these fuckers, and the fucking bastards are already trying to whitewash it. But thankfully, the smartphone has incriminated people, and that is one small blessing from this. To the family of Renee Good, my condolences and solidarity. Rest in eternal power. You were doing the right thing, and the bastards killed you for it. And it shows what bastards they are. They will go down in history as what they are, and you will be on the right side of history posthumously. To all of our family, much love and solidarity. And to all of those affected by ICE, we haven't forgotten you. At least some of us haven't. Slanga Fall, agus Gennady and Bohol of Galer, Saoirse Joe, Saoirse Don Falastine, support the hunger strikers of falsely accused of being held without charge, falsely accused of terrorism, and support people like Renee Good and her family. And fuck ICE. Slán go fóill.